All right, let's do this. So we have uh, some time. Diggy Diggy is just about at an end. Biggie keeps thinking it's going to end tomorrow. The reset time for Lotra is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think it's kind of funny because they're using California time. Even though it's based on the East Coast, the company. Which is, it's fine, but it's still 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, basically tonight. Because it ends on Monday, 13th at 3 a.m. I've been playing with that whole thing for a while. So we are. I really don't want to spend a lot of time talking about Lotra. But I've had a recent surge in people's, which I'm very happy about. It's really amazing to connect to good people. And I've been very fortunate that for the entirety of the streaming thing, I have to tell you, I am by far Fortune's fool. I would because I think I said it. I don't know if I said this before, but I have said it, that I would give up everybody, like a million freaking really good people, to get rid of one bad person. And I know it's kind of wrong to say it that way, but it's like I watched so many streamers basically feel like they had to cater to, people being awful. And I know there's misunderstandings. I've had misunderstandings with people. It happens. but this isn't. I'm not talking about being misunderstood. I'm talking about people who are absolutely bullies, people who are just there to grieve. They call them grievers. Good grief. And people who just ruin a good time. And I can't even think that's how they're having a good time at it. Just, I guess there's the thrill of getting the rise off of somebody. I'm all for humor and being funny and even off-color jokes and stuff like that. I'm not a stranger to any of that stuff, especially raunchy humor. I love it. But when it's disparaging and just mean and cruel, I just don't like it. I think that if I encountered a lot of that, I wouldn't be a streamer. I don't think I could stream. With somebody being with people in my thing. If you see how freaking crazy I get over what do you call spammers, and those are most of those are bots. I try to not give them too much credo, but can you imagine if it was somebody that's what they were looking for, and they had multiple accounts and they just kept coming in and doing that shit? I would lose my mind. And I know streamers deal with that all the time. I have been very, very lucky that robo spammers or whatever they all freaking are, the bots, have been the only real problem that I've had. And the type of people that have reported me and they're really not welcome. I don't roll up. Here's the thing. I used to be so welcoming and everything like that, and so accommodating, and so, whatever, about things. I mean, literally against my nature type of thing. It is not in my nature to be like that. I am not an accommodator. It's the reason why I rub people the wrong way, because I don't accommodate people. It's just not me. And when a situation happens, especially I understand the. I'll use a real life situation, because it's the reason why Twitch suspended me. And I'm going to try to be impartial about my part in this, even though I do not see how I was wrong at all. So what started out as a interesting conversation turned into like banter, and and just so you know, they personally attacked me, but I was like, I hung in there because they were trying to like medically tell me that I was wrong, and I have my own experience with depression. I have my own experience with therapists and how I handle things and everything like that. I have my own set of things and stuff like that. And unlike a lot of people, I'm a little bit older. I have years of experience dealing with it. I will never say the way I deal with my depression is the right or even the easiest way. There definitely are easier ways to deal with depression than the way I'm dealing with it. But even though I felt personally attacked, I broke it down into what they were trying to say. Their argument on the personal attack was an argument about depression. And though for them it was a one-size-fits-all, and it was the only way I could argue it, as opposed to like, I understand everybody's different because I did that. I understand everybody's different, but when you're saying how it is for me, that's not everybody's different. That's my own personal experience. You're telling me that I'm wrong with how I am, and I have a couple decades on you as far as years of experience dealing with it. And yes, when I was first dealing with it, even when I was first diagnosed with it, depression has even changed its landscape from both of those, and it changed from how it was stigmatized before I was diagnosed and how it was stigmatized after I was diagnosed. It's not there's no easy one size fits all. And now depression's part of autism. I remember when I was like now all of a sudden it just changed. No, it basically they realized that depression is part of autism. When people were being diagnosed with autism, and I was hyperactive, whatever. Deficiency disorder. I don't know. ADHD, attention. Is it attention hyperactive? Whatever. Deficit disorder. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But yeah. All that they lumped into autism. Autism has become this like catch-all. And I even said, I can imagine here they are, they're lumping everything together into one big category, and eventually they're going to have to break it all back apart again. Because that's how they do it. For a little bit. That's the background. They give you a little background information. 20 minutes later. So, um, we we get into an argument about it. Like I said, I feel that I'm fairly knowledgeable. They then turn and say that, this is their life. And I'm like going, I understand that it's different for everybody, but the way you presented it to me was you were saying that it was how I was dealing with it. And I did not deal with it the way you dealt with it. It is not a one size fits all. And the person was so mad at that argument that we had. I thought we left on good terms. This makes it even freaking weirder. They were so mad at that argument that we had, that they did not come into my live streams. They reported me as transphobic, and I kind of like hid that. I hid that fact of it, from when people were asking me, how do you know? And on Christmas Day, my last day, see, I thought when you get affiliate, if you meet all the criteria, you instantly became an affiliate. I didn't know that there was like a couple days later. Because I planned it for Christmas Day, that I was going to get affiliate. So on Christmas Day, when I was supposed to reach all my goals to become an affiliate, in right before I could get the stream started, I was just kind of like locked out, and I was trying to figure out why I was having trouble. I thought I was having computer problems, and then I thought I was having internet problems. Then when I realized that the internet's still working, then I was thinking that there was problems with Twitch. Like, nobody sent me a notice saying like you've been suspended. Nobody sent me anything. I found out that I was suspended for 7 days, the day before, Christmas Eve. No, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I found out that it was a 7 day suspension, so I only had 1 day left of my 7 day suspension. And then it started happening. Um, I was given my privileges back, where I could actually log in and say hi to people, and connect to people, and try to tell people what's going on. I wasn't able to stream. Um, they locked that thing, and they were having an investigation in me. And then I found out about the investigation. I wanted to know more about the investigation because I wanted to be able to stream again. And here I am talking about my suspension again. And then the whole thing was like, I didn't know until I had charges brought against me. Though my account was active, I wasn't able to stream live anymore. I was restricted from it. I'm not an affiliate, so I would have been an affiliate. But and I went from 200 people following me to, I think, 20 people following me on Twitch. And it literally was like I was starting over. So I deleted my account. They did not delete my account. I deleted my account and I said no more Twitch. I have an extreme hatred. Let's see what time it is. I have an extreme hatred. Yeah, we can go. We can go now. Towards Twitch because of it. I hated the way they handled it. I hated the fact that I couldn't stream anymore. I just basically had a Twitch account. The moment that they basically found me not guilty and apologized and said that they went through all my videos and everything like that, but because it was past the 7 days, I couldn't even like have any of the things. Unbeknownst to Twitch, or maybe known to Twitch, and maybe they didn't like the fact that I was live streaming the same time here on YouTube. Because I was pushing the envelope. I was seeing how far I could go with things. There's a reason why I have a video that's, is it 144 hours long? No, 177 hours long. There's a reason I have a video that's 177 hours long, because that was still going. That went through all of it. You heard me freaking upset. You heard me freaking mad. You heard me everything. It's all in that video. And hours, because I was going to work still. I was delivering mail of nothing, of just empty space. I'm actually pretty proud of that video, because they stopped the ability to do continuous streams here on YouTube. I created 2 other accounts on Twitch. Basically, it was like, to support people. I was not going to be live streaming with those accounts. They're just basically kind of like say hi, and I'm on YouTube, guys. Come to my YouTube. Come to my YouTube. I'm making music videos. I'm doing these things. I'm doing crazy stuff. Blah blah blah. And nobody was coming. Yeah, I laugh now because here on YouTube, I still don't have as many subscribers on YouTube as I had followers on Twitch. Still, even after 5 years. It's not, I'm not hitting my stride as it was here on YouTube. And the only reason I even went back to Twitch and started streaming again was because somebody asked me to stay. And that's all I needed. All I needed was somebody to say stay, because I was saying goodbye. I was pulling my support. I was doing all that stuff, and I was not trying to garner followers. I was not trying to do anything like that. And I even made the joke at the time that if I hit 50 followers, I'm going to live stream. And even that was kind of like, like people are like, you're live streaming again? And the amount of people that I lost, and I sometimes, maybe it was a good thing. Maybe it was a really good thing, because I was growing faster than I could keep up with. I mean, does not change how I feel about Twitch. Does not change how I feel about Twitter. Does not change how I feel about Discord. Does not change how I feel about even YouTube. YouTube has the rare distinction of this is where I started and this is where I've stayed. I've been steadfast in staying here on YouTube. The Q_ account has been around since the beginning. Yes, the QT account on Twitter has been around a hell of a lot longer. But since I started streaming, the Q_ has been there, and that's been Q_ 7 years prior to that. Yes, I realize, my very first video, me doing this wrong, I should have made a new account. I should have changed the way I did things. But I didn't. Because they're still looking at that. When I hit 14 years, when I half the time streaming, I'm still not even at the halfway mark of how old this account is. This is where I talk about like how I got lucky. I mean, I am definitely fortune's fool. All these rotten things that happened to me, I came away. I lost all those people, but I can't tell you whether maybe a few of them were really good, maybe a few of them really awesome. Maybe it's a shame that they're no longer a part of my experience. But I also have people that have stuck by me from the beginning who are no longer a part of what I'm doing, what I'm trying to create, I can't tell you how many people, when I did the slime project, thought I was a fucking slime. They just could not grasp the fact that I was doing this project as a project. Who knows? Maybe if the pirate thing came through, if I did the pirate project, maybe, who knows? Maybe people would think I was a pirate VTuber. If the dinosaurs came through, maybe people would think I'm a dinosaur VTuber. I don't know. There is a part of me that realizes that I gotta make things happen. The Orc project last year, proved that I have to make things happen. I have to make it, I have to make my stand. Right now, I'm kind of addicted to doing animated emotes, and I'm kind of like, hey, yeah, let's do this. I adore making. Like, it's so challenging. This latest one, I have not figured out how to do it quickly. I can't figure out how to do it quickly. The first one, took me darn near a week to figure out how to get it all situated and everything like that. The second one, took me obviously 6 hours, and I still was working on it, outside of streaming. So it took me 6 hours of like straight streaming to figure out how to get it all working. And this last one has now taken me, I'm now on day 3. And I've been pouring a lot of work in it. Yes, I try to do wings, I try to do this, and I keep forgetting that, like going, this is going to be a small little emote. All that stuff not going to translate over. Not going to translate over at all. It's definitely, there's definitely a learning curve on it, but we're going to continue. I am going to basically fulfill the requests that people have made, and I'm going to, I had another person who's been, saying that they wanted to have animated emotes, and I was going to offer it to them, and I showed it to them, and they didn't seem all that enthusiastic about it. They thought it was wild, but they didn't request it, and I gotta stop offering it. I need to start thinking about what the next animated emote's going to be. I love it. I love doing it. We are going to I'm going to continue to do it. I love doing it. But as far as projects go, I was supposed to be dwarves this year. I made a big stink about it. I talked about it and everything like that, and I got no feedback. And yes, this is before I had a huge crop of new people coming in and not experiencing, what it means to be my friend. And because of that huge crop of people, I got to turn them into beans. I got to turn them into beans. This is a bean thing. definitely making beans real soon. Definitely going to do that. But yeah, I am definitely fortune school on the whole thing. I am definitely like it is an amazing transformation in that, which I always count my lucky stars, and it's because of you. You make this possible. You make this all happen. This is why I'm going to do the same thing I always do. Cool beans in the comments below. It doesn't have to be cool beans. It can be whatever you want. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. Cute is still here. And love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being you. It really does make a difference. And I will talk to you on the flip side. All right.